Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. On this episode, I'd like to share a recording of a conversation I had with a fellow Nigerian atheist. She shares her deconversion story and how she started questioning her beliefs at a very young age. And I really learned quite a few things from her story. And I jealous her smusher. So when I stop talking, the next thing you hear is the recording of the chat we had a while back. Hello, Oge, and welcome to Story of an Atheist.
Hello.
It's good to have you here. Thanks
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. Finally, we are finally linked up. Scheduling issues.
Yes.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Can we know you? Like your
Okay.
name? No, I've said your name now. Your location. But you know, I don't know, maybe I listen to the former episode, but you might not be comfortable with saying your exact age. So I usually give people binary option. Gen Z or millennial. You understand? So just go like your name, location, your age, what you do for a living, basically.
No, I'm comfortable saying my age. It's no problem.
Alright, so give it to us.
Okay. My name is Oge. I'm currently in Belarus studying. I'm a medical student, final year.
Nice.
And I'm 22 years old.
Okay. So, what's your religious background? What's it like? What's your religious background like?
Okay. My parents are Anglican, so
Okay.
I'm Anglican.
So were they moderate or were they concentrated or on a scale of
growing up, I would like to say my parents were very moderate.
Okay.
I say that my parents didn't indoctrinate us because in my house, like in my family, we never really spoke about like Jesus Christ and all these kind of things. We just go to church on Sundays. And my parents never like talked to us about hell, or you're going to hell, that kind of stuff. Like it never like came up in my family, or maybe this is just my poor memory, but I do not remember.
You
like
don't mean it.
Yeah, I think I only heard about it from like Sunday school and like Bible study and all those kind of things. But in my family, I never really heard of it.
Huh.
Plus, my dad is not really someone that. He's not very like a serious
Okay.
He's not a serious Christian.
Okay.
He's just like, okay, I pray once in a while, that kind of thing.
But there's
so
God.
It's more like facts and logic, yeah, but there's God. My mom is like the one that is more like prayer warrior, that kind of thing. But I think it has increased now because growing up she was never like that.
Okay.
I think now she's more like, I don't even know, more prayer warrior kind. But like growing up, not really. I didn't see that.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I'm jealousing you right now, Sha. It's true that because you just I'm envying you. But now what?
Yeah, whenever I tell people, they're always like, "Oh, I'm so lucky."
Yes, nah.
It's like,
yeah, some of us we face fire and brimstone, Holy Ghost fire kind of things. Going to church back
my
to
dad
back.
My dad also hated when my mom took us to Pentecostal churches. Like he has like this beef with Pentecostal churches. He doesn't like it.
Okay.
Because like Anglican is more like a mixture of like Catholic and Pentecostal.
Yeah.
So what is very, very like chilled service, no fire, nothing of that sort.
Okay.
So he doesn't like Pentecostal churches.
I understand. So the next question I want to ask is I didn't add it to that one I sent. It's usually, like I say, it's an off-guard question kind of. But what is atheism to you?
Okay, I think it's just like non-belief. Like I just don't believe in a God. That is it for me.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it's just non-belief. You're like Christians or believers are making a claim, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I don't believe this, and that's it.
Okay.
Like,
Now, when you say Christians, so meaning all them Islam and Co are they under the bus too? You don't even.
Yeah, I say believers, all of them.
So Juju,
Peace.
Jazz, Shongo, all those ones, all of them join.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
So the next thing now is if you can share how you started questioning your whole Christianity belief, how you began to deconstruct before you now got to the point where we are right now. So you're going to take us on the journey from how you were deconstructing all the way before you cross the atheism line.
Okay.
All right. So
I like describing myself as like I was a big introvert, and growing up I was like a very, very shy child. I didn't talk to anyone. Okay. So like by 8 years old, like I was already this kind of child that would just be in my bed and I would like just wake up from sleep and I would be like, what am I doing here? What is the purpose of life? What the hell? You get like these are already questions that were in my mind when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
So like you go through phases and everything. Then I went to boarding school when I was like 9 or 10. Yeah. 9. I went to boarding school when I was 9.
Early like me. Right.
Yeah. So I was in boarding school and I went to it was like a Catholic boarding school, but not really. It was owned by some governor in Enugu State. So I went to that school and I joined, I think this was like in my JS2, and I joined like this Bible group something. Let me see, let's see, because I was never serious about, I knew nothing about religion. Like I knew absolutely nothing. So I was like, let me just give this a go. This was around when I was like 11, 12.
That's what,
so,
yeah. What year was
let me just see. Maybe no, I think like 11 when I was like in GS2 or so.
No, I mean the year.
10, 11.
2000.
The year 2000 and, oh my god, what year then? I entered secondary school in 2000. This should have been like maybe 2010.
Okay.
2009, 2010, yeah. So I joined this Bible group and we used to go for Bible studies like once in a while. We couldn't listen to like secular music because we're Christians. Yes, like it was like something that was very it was like a very, very strict kind of thing. And I just realized that this wasn't working out for me, like I was restricting myself of like so many things that I would have liked to enjoy at that time. Like, so I was just like, I beg, I am still young. I am going to give my life to Jesus when I get older, because this just seems like, like this is literally what I thought. I was like, I'm going to give my life to Christ when I get older. That this is just too stressful for me now. So I legit just dumped it when I was 12. So I didn't really bother with it anymore. I went to secondary school, and then I still believed in God and kind of thing, but I didn't used to read my Bible. I didn't used to do all this other stuff. So I don't like whenever I see atheists like talking about like Bible stuff and all these things, I don't know shit, because like I don't know anything with Bible verses. I don't know any of that. Like I never used to play draw the sword, that Bible sword thing. I didn't know it. Okay. So I came to university. I came to university. So when I first came here, they tried to like make me join. When I first came, it was like the church people that came to come and like when they could bring me in, that kind of stuff, welcome me. So they welcomed me, everything, gave me food, that kind of thing. Yeah. Then I started telling, okay, come for a Bible study, come and do this, come and do that, and everything. So I think I already was like a very, very nonchalant person, because by this time I was like 15 or 16 when I first came. So I already wasn't like serious about the whole religion thing. So I was still going to church like once in a while whenever I feel like it. So they invited me for one Bible study, and this Bible study I went for, they were trying to like teach us how to speak in tongues.
Wow.
And it was just like, I'm going to be like, I was like, what is going on here? Like in my head, and like the guy kept on like pressing my head to like make me speak in tongues, because like it seemed like everyone else around was like learning how to speak in tongues, and I was just like, I didn't even attempt. I didn't even attempt to try and act like I knew what I was doing. So okay, after that, like I then left like this was like when I was still living in the school campus, like the dormitory. So I moved out of like the dormitory, like I think my first year, second semester. So I wasn't really in contact with people again. Like I was just like going to school, coming back home, that kind of thing.
Peace of mind.
So yeah, exactly. So I was only going to church like maybe on special occasions and very, very like seldom. So like since my 6 years here, I've probably only gone to church like not more than 10 times. I don't even think it's up to, I can't even say more, probably like 7 or less. So I stopped going, and then I like really I started dealing with like lots of depression and everything. Then I just started like looking at the world. I was like, why is everything so fucked up? Like then I started realizing how fucked up the world is, and I was like, why is everything so fucked up? This is when I now say, bear in mind, all this time I still believed in God, though. I still believed in God then. But I wasn't just like,
what year?
This was like still like, I'll say, when did they come here? I'll say 2017.
Okay.
2017. Okay. So I was like, why is the world so? I started asking questions like, I still believe in God then, so I was like, why is the world so fucked up and everything? So I started doing a lot of research. I think I started with like, I can't remember, but I think it was like how money came, and I went down this whole cycle of like I started learning about the Gnostic Christians, like this whole Gnostic Bible and all this kind of thing. Yeah, I got into that.
Wow.
Started looking into like the Dead Sea Scrolls, the some of the passages that weren't in the Bible. And I was just going down this loop. I was like, okay, wait. So
what's going
this
on?
Like what is going on? So this thing, so like there are a lot of omissions, and I started knowing about how like, okay, there was actually like a council that sat down and wrote a lot of these books and compiled these books together. I was like, okay, this is a whole lot of rubbish. And I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, this is trash. Then I now learned about I now really read into like the history of Nigeria, colonization, slavery, how they brought like religion to us, and I was like, okay, well, there's no way that I am worshiping a god that was like given to my ancestors or like forced on my ancestors. So I dropped that. Then I looked a little into like Buddhism and all. I actually liked Buddhism, like some of the parts. It was actually really interesting. So I looked into Buddhism for a while, but it was something I took really serious because obviously, I don't know, the disconnection. I think the realities were just too different.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I dropped that. Then I just started like, okay, believing in like universe, chakras, all that other shit.
Wow. You went far.
Yeah. So I believe in universe, chakras, all that stuff. So and then after a while, I started looking into like Igbo spirituality, like Yoruba spirituality. I actually started reading into it, and like seeing like the different gods and what like they believed in. like that was really interesting for me, and I keep on saying that if I actually grew up with, like, let's say Igbo spirituality, I don't think I could have become an atheist, because I feel like that would be more like connected to, like, how I say, our reality than Christianity or Islam.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really interesting, like just hearing all the Igbo names and Igbo gods and and that kind of thing. But after a while, I was just like, I'm tired of searching for all these things and trying to, like, somehow fill up this space with something, you know. And I felt like this is what I did all this while, like moving from one religion to another. I was trying to, like, fill up this space of what people, like, I don't know, finding
Something
God
to
or
be,
something
something
to
you must
believe.
believe in
Yeah,
something one
yeah.
way
So
or the
I was
other.
just like, no, like, this doesn't make any sense. Why am I stressing myself? Why am I going through all this rigorous process to do what? What, like, for what reason? So I just, like, and I think I would say it was when last year I started, like, identifying as an atheist, although I had, like, been a skeptic for a very, very long time. But it was just last year, I think, maybe, like, I think August or around that time, like summer
Okay.
last year,
You
that I
started
said, like,
identifying, but when did you cross that line? Do you know when you crossed that line? Of where you're like, I don't believe anymore. Even if you're not identifying. It's one thing to identify, it's another thing to not believe. When did you cross that line?
I think it was around that. I think it was really around that NSAS thing. I think it was around that NSAS, because I was like,
October.
oh wow, like, yeah, I was just like, oh wow, like, this is a lot. Like, I think I already did, like, I feel like before then I was already dealing with a lot of, like, things, and that was the one that really, like, pushed me over the edge. I was like, okay, yeah, now I'm an atheist. Like, there's really nothing protecting us, like, when the NSAS thing happened.
Exactly.
And this that's when I was like, okay, there's really nothing protecting us. Like, well, on our own.
Seriously.
And yeah, that's how that's how I crossed the line of atheism.
Wow. So now you're an atheist. Who did you tell
Yes.
first in your circle?
Okay, I really didn't tell anyone, but some of my friends follow me on Twitter. Also, like, my friends that I deal with on a day-to-day that are, like, thesis, follow me on Twitter. So obviously they see my tweets and everything. So it was not like I told anyone in particular. I think it was, like, during my birthday, because my birthday was, like, I think when the NSAS thing happened, I tweeted something about, like, against God or something like that. And then my birthday came, and my birthday is in October too, so it was, like, a few days later. This was, like, 28th. My birthday is 28th of October.
Okay.
So it was just like they were we're having a gathering and everything. I was celebrating my birthday, and I think at the end they wanted to pray for me.
Oh.
And one of my friends was like, "Oh, Oges an atheist." Like, one of my other friends was like, "Okay, you're an atheist." I was like,
Shocked
"Yeah." like, I was like, "Yes, I'm an atheist." So that's how it happened.
They're all in shock, like, how, why? Were they asking you that question? What happened? Why did you?
No, I don't think. No, I don't think so. I think them. No, I don't think my friends they asked, they didn't bother to ask. I think they already knew that I wasn't already, like, a Christian. I didn't really used to speak about God or other things. Like, it wasn't, like, really any of my.
So they were
It
not
wasn't
too
like
shocked.
any of my concern. Yes, I was already against religion from, like, let's say 2018. So,
Okay.
like, this wasn't like, I was already, like, very anti-religion before I even became an atheist.
How did that work? You're anti-religion, but you still believed in God, have you? Or
Like, the institution of, like, religion and, like, all the doctrines and all
the
kind
all
of things.
organized religion, but
Yeah, organized religion. I still believe in God.
a lot of people are in that category where they're like, yeah, religion is man-made, but God is God.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
true.
what's the cognitive dissonance is so
How?
strong. It's really crazy.
Like,
That's
how will
the
you know about
foundation.
God without a religion?
I'm telling you. They say, no, I'm not religious, but spiritual. How do they put it again? There's one time the way they shall put it. They shall believe in God.
Yeah,
But,
that was me before, honestly. That was honestly me.
Is that
I
not
used to tell people that I'm not
deism?
religious,
What
not
do they call
spiritual.
it? I think it's deism.
Yeah, deism. Yeah,
I think
deism.
it's, I had that phase for a while. Where there's still God, but I'm not going to
Yeah,
church.
deism.
I'm not going to church for you. So, right now, does Momsi know?
No. They still no.
You
They
don't
don't
want
know.
that.
No, my parents know.
You don't know if she knows, or you don't want her to know, or if she
No, they
knows.
don't know. I don't even mind them knowing, to be honest. But like, it's just that I only speak to them on weekends. I don't really have to like deal with them or like a lot of religious stuff, only day to day. So yeah, it's not really the point where okay, and to say I have to tell you. Like I feel like because if I go back, I feel like when I go back this summer, this is when they're actually going to find out because I probably do not know how to pray or that thing anymore.
You must cast.
So yeah, they will definitely know.
Okay. Wow, it really makes sense because one of the, as you are your social media account now, your extended family, none of them are in that circle, or I don't know.
I feel like some of my family friends and like my brothers follow me, but I think my brothers are like agnostics too. So
okay,
it's not really a thing. Yeah, my brothers are agnostics. So
they're not inclined
all of us
to say, mommy, come and see you, girl.
Yeah, and that's like when me and my brothers talk, we usually just like insult religion and how stupid it is. So I don't think
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now that
we joke about how like I say we joke about how like when they're going to disown all of us together. They will disown all of us together. Okay. We want to be left out.
Yeah, maybe your opposite self will join.
Yeah, possibly. I think my dad is still Christian because he has never really like had the point of like actually like fully questioning it.
Maybe but it's a generational thing.
Yeah, I think if he does, like he would definitely move to the side of yeah.
So everybody wants to leave Momsi alone.
Well, I don't know how.
What can we do, Abby?
Like, what can we do?
You stay in Belarus, right?
Yeah.
What's the religious temperature in that country?
I would say like they're Christians, but I would say like mostly the older population. That I don't really like, even if I don't think they're like religious the way Nigerians are.
Okay.
Yeah. I just know that's I just know that okay, there's somebody like the Belarusians I know, they just like go to church maybe like Christmas, Easter and that kind of thing, but like definitely not like the way Nigerians are.
It's good business here now.
Mm-hmm.
Good business.
Yeah, and here they're mostly like Orthodox, like Christians. So
okay, Eastern Orthodox Church.
Yeah.
The competition of Roman Catholic.
Exactly.
I wonder who came first. Some people are saying it's the Easterns that came first. I don't know.
I don't even know.
They say Orthodox. I don't know, man. It's all funny. So now, you've been an atheist for like how many months now? Is it months or is it a year now? Or?
Probably months, like.
Months. That's 7 October, that October end-SARS period.
Yeah. So
that means you can still, with your research, you even told me you have done a lot of research, right?
Yeah.
So I need to recommend, I'm a new atheist, or I'm somebody that is questioning. What would you recommend for me? Whether books, videos, podcasts. What would you
really like, what is his name? I think it's Making Sense.
Sam Harris.
Yeah.
All right.
I really like his podcast.
Okay.
Who else? I can't even remember. I didn't really watch or listen to a lot of atheist stuff. I don't even know how I even came on atheist like Nigerian Twitter. I don't even know how I ended up there.
Once you start arguing, it's inevitable.
But I did, yeah. Like, I don't even know how I ended up in atheist Nigerian Twitter. But I didn't really read a lot of like atheist things. I think it was like a lot of like, okay, watch a lot of videos like talking about Christianity and like a lot of like the errors and things in them that
Okay.
made me become a skeptic. And yeah, when I finally tried other things and it was like, oh, I'm tired of trying it, that's when I became atheist. But now I listen to like Sam Harris podcast. A book I would recommend, I think it's called Secular Freedom. Wait, let me find it. I just finished reading it. I don't know where I found but I was done.
Can't find it.
I think it's called Secular Faith and Spiritual Freedom or something like that.
Is it This Life?
This Life.
Okay.
This Life, Secular Faith and Spiritual Freedom. It's a really good book. It talks about how like Christianity and Islam and also the religions like live this life, like this current life, and focus on other lives. Like and that is like he talks about how like that's very unethical and is it like we don't know and this is the only life. Like he talks about how like
The whole afterlife
we cannot
stuff, Abby.
we cannot possibly find meaning in the afterlife because it's infinite. And the only reason why this life makes sense to us is because it's finite. You know that things is going to end. This is why we have values in our lives and like things matter to us because it's precious. But he talks about how like when we don't have this thing like in the afterlife, that is not going to be purpose. There's not going to be any like purpose. There's not going to be any meaning because we don't have everything is just there. Like it's never ending. So there's no sense of urgency or anything to do. Yeah. So like it's a really good book to read.
Okay.
So
myself, I'll look that up. Look that up.
Yeah.
Now there's this. I don't know if you saw that separate segments part. Maybe it's something maybe it's something you need to think about it. You can do it over, like you can do it locally on your system without doing that. Do you understand? Like, so you just want to rant. You can rant for like 5 minutes. If you can, on something that just pisses you off, I don't know, or religion related, I don't know. Do you understand? That's what that particular part.
I get.
So it's a segment I'm working on like separately. That almost everybody, even if they are not comfortable with, like maybe these Muslims, they are not comfortable with coming on, like out of fear. They can do this part in their corner, and nobody will know who they are. They don't need to introduce themselves. That's all. So that's what that part is about. So you just think about it like I think they verse you. Some of these religious people, some things that they do. Take again.
Yeah.
That's it's part of what made me before I chose this name, the Ranting Atheist. I was just thinking like, what name will I call this thing? Because I was just angry. But what can you do with all the that's true. I was just so angry, and I know that the angry atheist, that one is too on the nose. Let me find something in between. The other one I was looking for like there's this other word, the scathing atheist, but that one already exists. Those ones, they are very popular American guys. So that's why I now saw that. Let me just search the Ranting Atheist. Okay, still available. let me put it on and start with the para. Let's see where that goes. Because every day on Twitter, I will just be getting pissed off. Especially those see pastors talking.
Honestly,
it's crazy.
I try to ignore it or filter it out now because like it's really really annoying. Like, it's really annoying to see.
They need to be attacked so that they know that they don't have authority. Like one that was busy defending slavery. I'm like, you're saying that in the Bible, slavery and modern slavery, they are different because the ones in the Bible, they had rights. If you have rights, why are you a slave?
What? Oh my god.
People drag that guy, don't be small. Yeah, I'm sure you have mute notification. It's forming supremacy, saying
Wow.
because I answered your account that you only have 300 followers. I'm like, now wow. So I don't start.
Imagine.
Pastor, see the mentality is carrying. And what now pisses me off is someone that he went to my school. That's why I was just like, look at this idiot.
Wow.
Covenant University.
Are you serious?
I was like, look at this guy. Which kind of nonsense? Like, your followers have made you feel so powerful. Daddy Gio.
Exactly.
I called him Ogbeni. He was already saying I'm insulting him.
Wow. I think another thing that pushed me over the edge for like my non-belief was just seeing how pastors acted.
Yeah.
That was one thing that really pushed me over the edge, and just seeing the amount of wealth they accumulated from like deceiving people. That was one of my major like catalysts.
So much money.
It was honestly ridiculous. And I once got into an argument with someone, and this person told me that they have like it's justified for them to have that amount of wealth because God blessed them. And I was like, how are you justifying a pastor having multiple private jets, driving luxurious cars when there are like people in his church that can barely feed?
I'm telling you.
Like, how do you justify it? How?
It's sheep mentality now. Pastor said.
And this is one of my problems with Christianity in general. It promotes individualism so much. Like, because let's say you see now, someone come and give testimony. I was in an accident the other day and many people died and I did not die. Thank God.
Wow.
Thank God that what?
That other people died.
That's like, thank God that what exactly?
It's so selfish.
No, it's really ridiculous. So selfish. So selfish. No.
You see once, thank God for my key. For finding my key. What nonsense.
No, it's ridiculous every single day. And Nigerians have this already like culture of not questioning things and like believing that these people are so blessed and anointed and we are not allowed to criticize them. Like, are you not a human being like me? Who are you? Why can't I say what you're doing is rubbish?
Exactly. They are so quick to defend, like, so touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm.
There was this thing, I don't even know. I think someone made this tweet or someone said touch not my anointed. The person like, make anointed self no touch person. So like,
no, those anointed they touch people.
Exactly.
Those men. Those men are sleeping with their members' wives. My pastor said. Like, any small thing. Pastor said. Pastor is
the pedestal that we have put a lot of these religious leaders on is a very, very big problem. And honestly, I can't wait for, like, I hope that we do away with religion very, very soon because I hate it.
It's going to take a while. We have to.
Yes, it will. I agree. Because
they are going to go down with a loud bang. You can see what's happening in America.
Really?
So it's religious people, they will make a lot of noise. They will fake persecution. Challenging them is persecution. You see a lot of it on Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah, once you say, why are always atheists always attacking only Christianity? They cannot attack Islam. They cannot attack Buddhism. Well, like majority of us are former Christians, so by default we don't even rate any other
exactly
religion. So I don't see a logic.
Exactly.
Like you yourself, you're an atheist when it comes to Islam. You don't give a damn about these tenets and what it has to say because it's right there. They also have their own version of hellfire. But do you care?
Yeah.
So why are we bothered about it? It's only the Christian version you are bothered about. So we the atheists, we don't even give a damn about anything. Just added the Christians to the list. That's all. We
Exactly.
went one God further.
And I think this is why a lot of all these religions have like these blasphemy laws, because it is obvious that once you start to question it, that you see how it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
And this is why they had to put these blasphemy laws.
Yeah, no.
Because if you're saying that this thing is all knowing and this is the word of God and everything, why isn't it the same for everyone? Why aren't we born with this manual of, okay, we already know what is God's will and we start doing it?
Exactly.
Like if you don't tell a child, if you don't tell the child about religion or God or this kind of thing, where will they know it from? Where will
Never.
they get it from?
Indoctrination is the
Like
only way.
they will never know about it. They will go about that. Like me personally, I don't know if I want to have kids yet or not. But this is one reason why I want to have kids, because I want to see how it is to raise a kid and not tell them about, like, I don't want to tell them, I will not tell them about God or
No,
anything.
you tell them,
I
but
want
you
to see,
teach them from an educational standpoint. Let them know all sides.
yeah. But I want to see how it is to not, like, let's say, have any, like, how I say,
Church thing on their head. The way
yeah. Yes, it's like no perceived notion of maybe a creator or this kind of, like, I want to know if they think about this kind of things, or if they
If it just happen naturally.
Yeah. I want to know. No, I think it might happen naturally, because I think we always want to know, and I think this is why we have progressed. The human race has progressed the way it has, because we want to know, we want to find reasons for why we are here or what we are doing here.
Yeah.
And I think this is how all these religions came to be in the first place. Just people trying to give meaning
and religion
to
gives
what is
simple answers to complex issues.
Exactly.
God did it.
Yeah.
God said. Very simple. That's a simple-minded thinking. That's why they always think binary. When I tell someone that I'm an atheist, they'll say, so I'm worshiping the devil. I'm like, I don't even believe, when I don't believe in the Avengers, how do I believe Thanos?
Exactly.
How do you always have like, how do I believe in that? So the devil self now fiction. They say, so how do I worship fiction? People always think if I don't believe in God, I'm following devil. If I'm not a Christian, I'm Islam. If I'm not Islam, I'm doing Babalawo. I don't do anything. But the mind cannot just fathom it. And that's one of the reasons why we need to educate people. People are not ready to do the work.
No, like I have very much preferred my life as an atheist than I have ever before, because now I know that there's nothing, that I don't have any enemies. Like
You're the only
I don't
enemy.
have any. Nobody is doing me. There's nothing like there's no demon, nothing, no witches, wizards. Like I think another thing is just like I don't like, personally, I'm like, everyone is going to die. Why are you trying to kill me? Like, why is my destiny or whatever you're calling it so important to you? Because you're still going to die. Like, I don't understand.
And they don't want to die. They will go to, they believe afterlife, all those things. It's the fear of death that brought up this afterlife thing.
Exactly. True. Very true. Like I enjoy the peace I have now. I sleep well, and yeah, like I sleep very, very well. Like I sleep very well because I no longer believe in all these things. So it's no longer like how I say a part of my reality or something I bother about. I just like live my life day to day, and that's all. Like I'm not trying to appease anything. I'm not trying to do anything for any other thing or to please anyone.
Yeah.
I'm living my life for myself, and I like it this way. More freedom.
Makes sense. Because that's what you just said now. It makes me laugh when I see people saying all these atheists now. Yeah, becoming an atheist because it seems cool. I'm like, do you know what people face? How many family members?
It's honestly so funny.
What is cool about that?
It's honestly so fun. Exactly. Is whenever I see it on Twitter, I always like, I'm like, this is so ridiculous, because it was never a point for me where I said, okay, yes, I want to be an atheist. It was just something more like I
It's
realized
just happening.
that I was an atheist.
Yes.
Like I realized that I was an atheist
Don't believe anymore.
before I even. Exactly. I think before I even became an atheist, I only knew one other atheist, like in real life.
Okay.
Like, and he didn't even like influence my decision in any way. Like, we just used to like have like normal conversations and just talk about everything. But then I wasn't identifying as an atheist, but he was the only one I knew that was an atheist. So I used like we just, and by then I was already like, how I say,
Question.
very anti-religion. So it was already something that we already used to like this religion and all those kind of things. So it was a very like back and forth thing. And it was until like yeah, we already had like conversation about the same religion before I even became an atheist. Before I even knew that I was an atheist. So nobody wants to be atheist to be cool or anything. I don't even think it's cool. It's just what it is.
That's the thing now, because it's not the norm, because you stepped out from the normal trend, so they feel that you're trying to
Exactly.
feel cool. And I even told my brother, was like, when I told him that I'm doing a podcast very soon, when it's time for my parents to know, I'll tell them, because I'm going to start doing videos as well. That because of them I chose not to do videos for now. Just like, why do you have to talk? I said, guy, you will not understand. Why does Oyedepo them have to make noise? Maybe they have the Great Commission. Me too. I'm giving myself the Great Commission.
Exactly.
On this issue. Content is king. We need to create content Nigerian based, related by Nigerians, so that Nigerians too can relate and know that they are not running mad. Because see Mubarak, they are saying he's mad. His parents were saying that they took him to asylum. Say, I don't know if you heard of Mubarak now.
Yeah.
They locked him up, say he's crazy for him to say he's an atheist. That how will you say there's no God? And there are a lot of people like that. And there are even Christians that they are afraid. They are looking at it and say that, how will I think of this? They are afraid of themselves. Always they will now be going for deliverance, not knowing that it's just a normal thing, that when you have the right information, the truth will always prevail. That's the one thing. Because of this religious thumb is a lie. That's why you have to be going to church every Sunday, in fact, they want more than Sunday, say at least 3-4 times a week, to re-emphasize the lie, to always
exactly.
Like the truth doesn't need to go through that stress. Since you said the Holy Spirit is everywhere,
honestly,
you will do it online and do it anywhere. But look at during lockdown, all the pastors were panicking when they said people should not come to church, because they know that once people don't appear physically, bye to business. It's really sad. So coronavirus was a blessing in disguise for me. Yes.
Yes, coronavirus really propelled a lot of people.
All these pastors. If anybody that has not seen them for what they are, I don't know what else can convince them. But maybe we are the ones that will convince them. It's our stories. Amina.
Sure.
So okay.
Yes.
It was nice having a chat today.
It was nice too.
Yes. Did they say?
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for coming on. They're doing stuff for that side.
Honestly, no. I had school today. So
they don't do public holiday like us here, abi?
No.
Well, now you see Africa. So you see. Carry yes now. See the originators there. The people that are practicing the Orthodox Christianity, they no carry for it. So
we don't even have. I think their own Christmas is different from like the rest. Their Christmas is usually in January time, so we don't even have like the same Christmas holiday.
Oh, really? Wow. Is it out of maybe because that December 25 was a pagan holiday? Was that maybe that's the history behind that?
I don't even know really. But I just know they are only in January 6th, January 7th.
Okay. So we have exhausted. Let me see now. We have exhausted all our possible questions. I really appreciate you coming on today and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see more of you some other time, Abby.
Yes. Many things to talk about.
Yeah, yes. So.
Many things to talk about.
So that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to share your story, please reach out via DM or through a voice message. The link is in the show notes. Then, if you are yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing. The podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. So that's all for this week, and see you in the next one.